I have some sheets that someone gave me. There is this guy that lives in this box on Nostrand Avenue out there by Campus Road. He was one of the people we fed 3 weeks ago, and it is my it's soon it's going to be winter time, and it's my desire to take those sheets to him so he'll have some kind of covering to sleep. That is my life. When I finish with this daycare, my life continues to be of service to others. I always want to be of service to others.
Who are you?
I'm Veronica Garcia. I'm also what one would call an educator of early childhood development. I wish my educational journey could have been what I desired it to be initially, but I think I have fulfilled my purpose. I come from a background where family did not have much. Family weren't educated. As a matter of fact, don't know my mother. My mother passed when I was about 2 years old. My grandmother who raised us had no education, could neither read nor write. Her signature was an X. And if she saw her name as big as the universe, she won't be able to recognize it. She could not have recognized it because she could not read. But one of the things that kept me going, the fact that even though she was uneducated, couldn't read or write, she was a woman of wisdom. And she worked and she gave it all she could have and all she knew how to us to get us where we are. And so somehow I do remember finding a book, but it was a book in the language of French, the French language. And I remember trying to read that book by looking up words in a dictionary, French dictionary that I got, to try to understand the book. And that made me realize, just with a book of another language other than the one I knew, the only one I knew, made me realize that there was a bigger world out there than I had ever known. And I became very curious. I wanted to find out about that world. And I think where I was, I could not get that kind of education where I was. Leaving Trinidad, I was excited. It was a little bit of bittersweet because I was leaving the people that I cared, most of all, which was my two brothers and my sister. But I was excited because given our background and our lack of resources and my desire to further education, I desperately needed to get out. Instead of coming out to the United States, I went to Latin America because one, it was cheaper with the airfare. Two, it was closer to home. It was my period of adjusting before I came way out to the United States. So I was just really searching. I was searching and desperate to get out of that confinement. Got to the United States where my eyes really became open to the larger, the expansion of education. And it was there that I took my high school equivalency. I passed it. I went on to college. It was a struggle between working, raising a family, going through a divorce, and all the other options. But I find it took me many years going to school in order to acquire my degree. And I don't think I ever stopped seeking education. I do believe that where I was and where I am today was my calling. I just didn't understand it then. I don't think I had the knowledge then to put it together back then, but now that I look back, I can always retract on many things that led me to this spot. And from corporate America to now, I always was fulfilled with what I'm doing, but there's a greater and a more gratitude for what I do now, as opposed to those other jobs I did outside of early childhood education. When I opened the daycare, people began to gravitate towards me. It hadn't been easy because now I had to learn the skills of advertisement. For a long time, I had one child and then a second, both from the building that I lived in. So that was something new. So it took me a while. I went through a whole financial experience during that time. But of course, I have never had a job. I always had a job and some gig on the side that could bring me in some money. So that's how I survived until I finally got the hang of what is this daycare? What does it entail? And as I pursued knowledge in that area, I began to grow. My program began to grow, and it became successful in the sense that when everybody's daycare was under capacity, I was always at capacity. I remember children traveling from Long Island, coming into Brooklyn just to be in the program because someone told them about our program.
Can I count it off? Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Childhood education it's just not a babysitting thing. It's really a foundational thing where you're putting down a foundation in each child's life. And how you put that foundation down determines how that child's success in future learning will be.
What similarities, if any, do you draw between your experiences as an educator and what you saw in the movie To Serve with Love?
Oh, so many things. First, there's dedication. There's love for humanity, desire to see changes and bring about those change and to see life being transformed. Not what it is, but what it can become. The idea that they're just nurturing children, no. We are teaching children to become explorers because in exploring they make discoveries. We're teaching children, we want to change the idea that children are just going to come in and sit and build blocks. No, we want to have an understanding. I want to make them intentional from private, intentional educators, that everything they do, there's an intention and an outcome of learning. The vast majority of children that left our program, they have gone in and become part of the gifted and talented program. And so we got engineers, we got physician assistants, we got nurses, we got teachers, we just have all these children. I don't know of any one child that have come through this daycare that has actually not amount to anything.
Legacy, 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 legacy. Legacy, 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 legacy. Legacy, 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 legacy. Legacy, 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 legacy. Legacy, 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 legacy.
My legacy is one of love, caring, and dedication. Taking everyday life, what it is, and make it into the best that it possibly can be. I am grateful. It's been a fulfilled life. I am not a millionaire from it, nor close to it, but self-gratification, I am filled and I have no regrets. And looking back at my life, I would make some changes, but childhood education, I will continue on until I couldn't anymore. Exploring, helping people grow and to become better providers of children in early childhood care.
I will lift up mine eyes to to the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord which made heaven and earth.